Recording has started. Oh, um, come okay. So let me delete everything we have there. We want to write something very simple and straightforward. I'll put 6 here. When you write anything, you want to run it. I come again. You can write and you need to run. Run means execute these
Yeah.
codes.
Sorry, sir, your screen is not shared.
Oh, okay. Mrs. Alaudin.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. You raised up your hand.
I was going to say I wasn't seeing your screen.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Mr. Abu, thank you, sir. Okay, uh, let's move on. This is an online compiler, an online Python compiler. For a start, we're going to start with this, then later we install the necessary tools on our devices. I think this is a good way to get started. So, when you write Python codes, you want to run it. That is, you want to execute the codes. So this section is to write, why this section is to show the results. You see this line is dividing my screen into two. So this section, you write your codes here. When you click on this button, run, it's to show the results here. So let's write some codes. For a start, I will say 8. When I click on run, nothing happens. Why? That's because unlike HTML that we did, unlike HTML, in Python programming, you need to specifically tell Python to display something before it can display it. If you don't tell Python to display it, it's not going to display it. Because Python will be doing a lot of logic for you. It's going to be handling it's going to be processing a lot of things for you. In fact, most times you only want to display few things, only little things. So that is why whatever you need to display, you tell Python that Python help me to display this thing. So I wrote 8 here, but somehow it's not getting it. That's because I'm here to tell Python that I want to display it. So in order to display something in Python programming, you use this word point. This point. Then whatever you want to display will be inside this point. So I can say point 9. So when I click on run, it will display it on the screen. It will display it here. So let's click. Can you see now here? Any question before we move on?
I'm good.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Mrs. Alaudin.
Yes, sir.
Any question?
I'm following now.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now we have this point and it's going to display it here. Let's do some other things. So let's say I want to print, for now, let's first deal with numbers alone. So let's say I want to print 50, then you write print 50. So you are printing 9 and you are printing 50. Good. Let's move on. So sometimes you want to use some values over and over again. You want to use some values over and over again. What does that mean? Let's say I have 7, I want to print 7 times, let's say 4 minus 3, minus 3. So I'm printing this. Then, this is going to, Python will help you to calculate all of this and it will print it. So let's display the results. This is 25 now. Now, whatever the result of this value is, I want to multiply it by 5 and print it also. So I want to do something like this, print whatever the result of 7 times 4 minus 3 is, multiplied by 5 and print it. You get what you are doing. If you calculate this, then multiply it by 5 and print out everything. Then again, whatever the result of this is, again, I want to multiply by 10 and print it out also. 0.7 times 4 minus 3, everything times 10. So as you can see, we are reusing this value, 7 times 4 minus 3. We are writing it again, we are writing it again. Let's first check the results. So this first one is 25. 25 times 5 is 125, and 25 times 10 is 250. Hope you are following.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So instead of writing this number over and over again, because sometimes it can even be more complex than this. So instead of writing it over and over again, you can store it in a container. You're allowed to store it in a container. This container, where you are keeping it now, is called a variable. One of the uses of variable is that when you realize that, oh, this value, I will need this some other time, then you store it in a container. This container is known as variable. So let's see how to store a value in a variable. So I'll come here and say, I can call it any name. I can give it any name of my choice. So for a start, I can say A equals to 7 times 4 minus 3. So what I'm doing here is that I'm saving this thing inside a container labeled A. Just give it any name equals to your value. So whenever, what I'm just saying is, let A be equals to this. So whenever I call on A, I'm actually calling on 7 times 4 minus 3. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay. So I can come here now and say print A. So this will print the result of this. Then print A times 5. That is saying 7 times 4 minus 3 times 5. Then print A times 10. That is 7 times 4 minus 3 times 10. You still get the same results. You have the same results. Do you see how simple it is? So
Yeah.
store it in a container. Then you can now use that container over and over again. But let's discuss some things you need to be careful of while creating this container. So like, remember I said you should give it any name of your choice. But there are some rules you need to be aware of before you give it a name of your choice. Number one, this name cannot be a number. This cannot be a number. Meaning I can't say 5 equals to this. So I can't use a number here. So that I will now say 0.5. 0.5, something like this. No, I can't. It must not be a number. See, it is throwing back an error. Cannot assign to later here. Maybe you meant this. We are coming back to all of this. But know that your variable name cannot be a number. Second, it cannot start with a number. 7 tire. Is Python allowing me to do this? Yeah, it cannot start with a number. So, but number can be between. It can be facts. It can be anywhere else, but just that it cannot start with a number. I can say tire 7 equals to this. So if I say print tire 7, this will work fine. So we have this works fine. So your variable name cannot start with a number and it cannot be a number. Then your variable name cannot have white spaces. So I can't say my number or anything. You see there is a space between my and number. So this is not allowed. This space, there must not be any space. If you are using two words, you are not allowed to use a space. So in fact, if I run this now, let me first delete all of it. If I run this, it will throw back an error because of this space. Hope you are taking note of this source.
Okay.
Then your variable name cannot be a keyword. What does that mean? What are keywords? You see, keywords are words with predefined meaning in Python. That is, words that already stand for something. Those are keywords. For now, I'll be interchanging keywords with inbuilt methods. Inbuilt methods. They are not the same, but for now, at this stage, I'll be using them interchangeably. So a variable name cannot be a keyword. What that means is there are some words that already have predefined meaning. They already have what they mean. For instance, this print, it already has what it means in Python. Like I said, whenever you use this print, it means you want to display something, right? Now this print is used to display something. So,
Yes, sir.
So it's an inbuilt method. A variable name should not be called print. Should not. A variable name cannot be if is a keyword. It already has what it means in Python programming. So you can't create variable if, because it's going to constitute if. You see, it's throwing back error for me. Okay. You can't write variable if. So other keywords, as you move on, you're going to learn other keywords. You can have variable for, you can have variable for, you can have variable else. There are a lot of keywords here, but a variable name must not be a keyword. And also, it's not advisable that it is an inbuilt method. Both keywords and inbuilt method, they already have what they are doing in Python. If already has a meaning, it already has what it does in Python programming, so your variable cannot be if. Now, when you have variables like this, let's say, it's good that you make your variable name to explain the value it is holding. I come again. It is good that you write your variable name in such a way that it explains the value that you are keeping inside it. Let me give an example. Now, presently, there are 3 of us here. So I can say, maybe I want to store variable number of persons in class. So I can say persons in class equals 3. So you see this variable name explains that, this 3 actually stands for persons in class. The reason is because sometimes you build some applications and you would have forgotten what something means. For instance, imagine I actually want to store persons in class, but imagine I just stored it as ordinary A. In the next 10 years, if I see A, most likely I may not even remember that it stands for the number of persons in class on the day I was writing the code. I don't know if you get it.
I'm with you, sir.
Okay. So if you aren't careful, you won't even remember what it means. And maybe after a year, or in fact, if another developer should see your code, the developer will not know what this A means. So it's good you let your variable name to be as descriptive as possible. Persons in class. So in some years' time, I can see this and easily remember that, this 3 here stands for persons in class on the day I was writing the codes. So make it to be as descriptive as possible. But that brings us to a little issue. Sometimes, we are combining 3 words together. We have persons, we have in, and we have class. We are combining 3 words together. So sometimes, whenever you combine words like this, it may give you another meaning entirely, a different meaning. For instance, imagine I want to create a variable called go on. So I can say gun. I don't know if you get it. Gun equals 4. So if anybody says it, the person will say, gun. And the person may not be able to know that, gun stands for go on. When you combine words together, sometimes it gives you a different meaning entirely. So let's solve that problem. So that brings us to what we call casing system. Casing system. We have different casing systems. We have the Camel casing. We have the Pascal casing. Let me write them out. We have the Camel casing. We have the Pascal casing. Pascal. We have the snake casing. Snake casing. So let's look at these three. We have other ones. We have the kebab casing. So let me start with the Pascal. Let me try to before the Camel. The Pascal will make it easy for you to understand Camel. So Pascal casing. Let's start with that. If you are making use of Pascal casing, that means whenever you join words together, just like what we did the other time, persons in class equals 3. Whenever you join words together like this, you need to start each word with a capital letter. So meaning, if you're writing it in Pascal casing now, it becomes persons in class equals 3. Do you notice that I started persons with capital with uppercase P, in with uppercase I, and class with uppercase C. That makes it possible for anybody that sees it now. Once you see an uppercase, you immediately know that, oh, this is the beginning of a new word. So if I want to go back to that variable, go on, it becomes go on, like this. So you won't mistakenly pronounce this as gone. Once you see an uppercase, you immediately know that, oh, this is the beginning of a new word. Let's look at camel casing.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay. Camel casing is similar to Pascal casing, except that the first word, when you're using camel casing, the first word starts with lowercase. Every other word starts with uppercase. I come again. When you're using camel casing, the first word starts with a lowercase, but every other word starts with an uppercase. So let's cite this line, this person's in class in camel casing. So meaning the first word, which is person, the first word, we start with a small letter. But every other word starts with capital letter. So it's going to be like this. The gun will be like this. The variable go on will be like this. So this is camel casing. Any question? That's the basic difference between Pascal and camel. Let's go to the third one. Snake casing. In snake casing, what you do is you separate the words from each other using from one another using underscore. So let's change this back to person in class, but you separate the words using underscore. So this becomes person in class like this, and this becomes go on. So this is snake casing. Snake casing. Then the last one I'll be considering tonight is kebab casing. In kebab casing, you separate the words using hyphen. But in our class, we are going to be using the snake casing. Snake casing. Now, there are something, why are we using snake casing? There's something we call conventions. Conventions are norms in a community. I come again. Conventions are normative in a community. So in Python community, it is common that we use snake casing. Do you understand? It is a convention in that community. It's not that if you use other casing system that it's not going to work. You can use Pascal, you can use Camel. In fact, uh, most times if I'm writing Python code, I see myself writing Camel casing, and it's not that it's not going to work. It's going to work. That's because uh, if you don't follow conventions, your code will still work. Just that it's not good. So when I'm writing Python, okay, let me quickly make this apology beforehand. You may see me mistakenly writing camel casing along the line, and that's because I write more of JavaScript. So JavaScript in JavaScript will make use of camel casing. So sometimes trying to adapt, trying to write something else. So in Python community, snake casing is like the convention, is common. So now we advise that you key in to the norms in the community while writing your codes. Okay, any question before we move on? Okay, so we've discussed what conventions are. So far we've looked at variables. We've looked at casing systems. Okay, let me give us a small task to do. Create a variable. You really want to tell me what to do. Create a variable. Let that variable be variable plate of rice. Plate of rice. Let the value of plate of rice be, let's say, 10. Then create another variable. Hope you are noting it down.
Yes.
Okay. Firstly, create a variable plate of rice. Let it be 10. Then create another variable. This second variable, you can let it be variable stacked plates. Stacked plates. So variable stacked plates will now be whatever the value of variable place of rice is, multiplied by 5 and save it inside stacked plate. I come again. We are creating two variables. One is plate of rice, and the other is variable stacked plates. So I said this one will be 10. Then whatever the value of plate of rice is, let it now be times 5. So this will now be 50, because 10 times 5 is 50. At the end of the day, print out the value of variable stacked plates. Do we get what I asked us to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please tell me what to type. Tell me what to do. And you can even do it at your own hand. Just go to this website, programming, or just Google Python, online Python compiler. So you can see program is online Python compiler. Just Google it.
Okay.
Then you can see program is, click on it.
Okay.
Then you can delete everything here. Delete all of this.
Now print.
Then now start writing your codes. When you are done, click on run. So run it.
So we are printing only the slack plates.
Yes, the stacked plates. Yes, sir.
GCA is good. Okay. Maybe come in. Cool. Again. Okay. Yeah. Ṣe ìbájà. Yeah, get to àti kàyọ̀. Ọkọ̀.
Well done, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Mrs. Aladdin, are you also trying it out?
Huh?
Are you also trying it out?
That again, sir.
I said, are you also trying it out? I gave you a task to do.
Yeah, it wants to.
Okay, this is what I asked you to do. Create a variable. Let it be variable place of rice, and let the value of that variable be 10. Then create another variable. Let it be variable stacked plates. Let the value of that be whatever this is multiplied by 5. That is, this is 10, so it becomes 10 times 5, 50. So variable stacked plates will now be 50. That is, whatever the value of plate of rice is multiplied by 5. And let be the value of stacked plates. So in this case, it will be 50. Let's assume plate of rice is 12. This will be 12 times 5. This will be 60. So when you are done, now print out stacked plates so that when I check it now, I'm going to see, in this case, let's say this is 60. So in this case, I'll see 60 here. So when you are done, print out stacked plates. I come again. You have a very plates of rice. Let it be 12. Let it be 10. The stack place will now be whatever the value of plates of rice is multiplied by 5. That is 50. Then print out stacked plates. So you print out 50. Hope you understand the question.
Our string, is it brackets?
Is it? What?
The string.
We are not using string. Just let it be numbers alone. We are not using string.
Okay. spend.
Well done. Should we do the correction together?
Okay.
Okay, let's do it together.
Part one, I don't see the.
Is that?
I said part one, it wasn't a success for me.
I can't tell you so.
Okay. I said I tried it, but I wasn't successful.
Okay. Let's do it together. So I want to create a variable called plate of light. So I want to keep 10 inside it. So remember, we make use of snake casing. You know we are using more than one word. So you are not allowed to put spaces between them. No. So instead you say plates of rice equals 10. Do you understand? So we are keeping 10 inside plate of rice. Then you want to get another variable called stacked plates, and you want it to be whatever the value of plate of rice is multiplied by 5. That becomes stacked plates equals to plates of rice times 5,000. Next is print it out. I can now say print stacked plates. Any question? Let's on it. 50. So if this were to be 7, this becomes 7 times 5, which is 35. So this will print out 35.
Is that sign equal to?
Yes, equal to. We use the equal to insert a value inside a variable. Question? Okay, let me give us an assignment to work on. Okay, first, create a variable called maybe first number and put a number inside it, any number of your choice. Let's say 12. Create another variable, you can call it second number. Put another number inside it. Let's say 8. Then create another variable, let it be results. So this results, what is going to hold will be whatever the value of first number is multiplied by whatever the value of second number is. I come again. This 8 will be whatever the value of first number is, in this case it will be 12, multiplied by the value of second number, that is 8. 12 times 8, I think that's 96. So the result will be 96. So now print out results so that when you check here now, you see 96 here. Do you understand? Create a variable called first number, save a number inside it. In this case, I'm saving 12. Create another variable, call it second number, save a value inside it. In this case, I'm saving 8. Then create another variable, call it results. So the value of results will be whatever this is, first number, then multiply with whatever the value of second number is, and save that inside results. Then print out results. So in this case, I'll say 96. So if this were to be, let's say, for.
What's the command for printing out?
That's what the results print.
Print.
Yes, that's
okay.
Print. So just print out, display the results here. So in this case, if this were to be 4 and this were to be 8, the result will be 32. So the result we see will be 32. So whatever the value of first number is, multiplied by whatever the value of second number is, will be the value of results. So that when you print results, it will be this times this. Any question?
So when I have a review on the video,
Okay.
I should understand.
Okay. So we have 2 assignments. The assignments are stage 1, whereby it asks us to push our project to GitHub. Please, I'm still insisting on that one. You need to. I'll keep asking us that by God's grace. I'll keep telling you.
Okay.
Then this one, so this one shouldn't take much time. Like the only you have with this one is maybe because you are yet to understand it. But once you understand it, you realize that the assignment is a simple one. A simple one. So take your time, go over the video. I'm recording it. So go over the video, watch it again, then practice, practice, practice. After you've done the assignment, try to do some things also on your own. Give yourself another one. Try it out. Give yourself another one. Try it out. Not like that. In our next class, we continue from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the time.
You're welcome, sir.
So, bye. Have a nice day.
And you too, sir.